Yo,
Good evening. Good evening.
what's cracking? What's cracking?
What do people say?
What's
Yeah,
up?
y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
You're Matthew McConaughey.
You gonna learn today. You
Yeah,
gonna learn about this man cave today.
man. What's going on, good people? Y'all doing all right? Stop what you're doing. Share the show.
I'm about to ruin the image in
Right.
I look funny.
Share the show to your Facebook page, right? Quick. Oh, the Noob's running it tonight, huh?
All the time.
Every night.
See that? Right. Well, we ain't got to fight as hard tonight, We ain't, got to hit nobody with a cane or nothing tonight. Man, let me look at this real quick. Man, what's up with that lobster ravioli, Mel?
Yeah.
That's what you eat?
Nah, this is a red velvet cake now from the
Balance.
place.
Balance. Right.
Balance. I work out and I eat tacos and shit. So ice cream and tacos.
Yeah, I had salmon yesterday and brown
drink and I know things. You eat tacos and work out. I drink and I know things.
Right. I drink whiskey and I know it. Hey man, I'm so glad to have both you cats back, man. Cats I know can fall into the rhythm and y'all feel like family, so I know it's gonna be a good time and a good show. But for people who have not met you before or have not seen you before on the show, or might be tuning in for the first time, I'm gonna call you out, Peyton, first. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you came to be on the show. Yeah, you know the script. I like the what are those songs behind you, man? You making me feel right at home.
Yeah, you like that. I got a
like
little
that.
stuff going on. Yeah, that's right. Man, and God, I'm so in on your photos, Shawn. Like dude, that's so great. I love your stuff.
I appreciate it, man.
Anyways, Peyton Rose. Huh?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Peyton Rose. I'm a writer, a co-founder of Alpha Wave. We're a group that helps people optimize their personal, professional, and creative lives. And good friends with Mr. Glenn Murray for years now, and he invited me on. So I'm so happy to be rejoining you guys. Thank y'all for having me.
And you're not good friends with us now too, Peyton? You know what I'm saying? Just good friends with Glenn Murray. Is that what it is? Okay.
Well, he was friends with the right people. That makes sense.
Yeah, I was getting ready to offer you condolences on your friendship with Glenn. You probably need a hug every day. A hug every day.
I'm a big deal. I'm a big deal. People know me.
You a big
Anchorman.
I said before, man, I always have fun when I get with Glenn. We always have a good time. It's never not happening.
Eating bail money is not that much fun.
I can neither confirm nor deny anybody's ever been to jail hanging with me.
Hey, man.
Yo, what's going on, fella?
Hey, man, introduce yourself to anybody who might be a first-time viewer and tell them how you came to be on the cave and all that good stuff.
Right on. I'm Jay Harris. I am on the Drinks on Me catering. Soon to be Drinks on Me Chicago. I got some things coming up, man. I'm switching it up a little bit, so we're gonna call it Drinks on Me Chicago. How'd I get on the show, Glenn? I don't know.
Jay was like, look, your dad is a Kappa. I'm a Kappa. Mel's a Kappa. Shawn's a Kappa. What's wrong with this picture? All right, Jay, you need to be on the show. That's what happened.
Okay.
That's what happened. That was the whole conversation.
Well, I don't remember quite going that way, but we'll stick with that one. We'll go with that way. I'm the man that usually has the liquor, and I think that's what we all got in common.
That too. I forgot about that part. Yeah, that.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm drinking a quickly made old fashioned on this evening with Templeton rye. I didn't get a chance to add my slices and my cherries though because I had to, do my duties. But Glenn Murray, introduce yourself to the people that might be first time viewers.
So, I was going to introduce myself, but everybody knows me because I'm a big deal. And I said I was actually going to do an impression of you and Mel's introduction. And I know I may do that, but I'm going to save it because I
really want to see that. I really want to see that.
I think that would be interesting, Glenn. Let's start the show that way.
Let me see. Eeny, meeny, miny, Mel. So, a Mel introduction would be like, yo, bro, I just came back from foraging vegetables in the yard to make dinner, and I made tacos with dandelions and weed. I'm Mel Roberson, 17-time best-selling author. I'm an actor. I'm a thespian, not an actor. I'm a
right.
a thespian. I'm on Chicago, whatever it is, one of those Chicago shows, Chicago PD, as Officer Random Black Dude. And I'm most proud of my 2 daughters. But I'm Mel. Stay real, bro.
You gonna save mine for next week? Because I can't wait.
Your time would be.
My name is Shawn Mason. I don't do much. I take an occasional photo. Sometimes I sing. I'm blessed to be the host of the Man Cave. For these 20 some odd episodes that we've been on here. I'm surprised they ain't kicked me out yet. But that's fine. I'm also a blogger. I don't have any kids of my own, but if you know me, I love my niece, my nephew. I would do anything for them. Give up a spleen, a kidney. You know what I mean? I would cut off my pinky toe. That's just me, Shawn Mason, and I like ginger beer and bourbon.
Yeah. No, you forgot something, man. I'm with Evan Martin's imagery. And today I was photographing this beautiful woman. She was so beautiful. Shout out
beautiful woman. Shout out to the sister I was photographing. And she knows that I'm not a creep. And it was just art. You know what I'm saying? It was just art. I'm able to separate my art, from the nakedness that was there.
Woman that I'm looking at for like 7 hours. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
I just feel the love through this whole little thing, man. It's just
Shawn Mason.
Hey man, I can't even give you a hard time, man. That was funny. And
no. Don't give me a hard time. It's your turn to do Glenn's.
Oh, we didn't ask for that. Wait a minute. No.
Yeah, well, man, I don't even know if I can do it. I'm Glenn Murray. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. But my heart is with Los Angeles and the Lakers. While these other cats drink all this brown liquor, I'm a wine guy myself. Every now and then I might drink a little Woodford Reserve, but that is a special occasion. I am the face of G Rose and 220 Communication, and that's all I got. That's all. I'm no thespian like you, Mel. I'm no thespian like you. That was funny though, man.
I'm a book publisher. I publish everybody's books in the world. Amazon wouldn't be Amazon without Glenn Murray and 220, publishing. I am the inventor of the wine crawl.
You got to threaten to fire somebody. He threatens to fire somebody every week. Got to threaten to fire.
Right. I put the am in Amazon, damn it. The am in Amazon. That's how you say that.
All right. We don't have to introduce ourselves anymore because
that's good with introduction.
I'm surprised it took us almost 30 weeks to do that. That's pretty funny, man. Ironically, I did shoot a wedding today, so I came home, man, and zoned out and woke up at like 7 o'clock and thought I was in Glenn's basement or something. I was so tired. I was out of it, man. How's your week's been, man? We got a lot to get into, man. A lot to chop it up about, but everybody's had a good week.
Good. I just want to ask President Trump for a pardon. I was at the Capitol, and I think he should pardon me. Oh, wait a minute. I just got a text. He's not president anymore?
Right. I was going to say, I'm going to break this to you, Doc.
Okay.
So can we start with that? Can we start with the news that was in? Raj, do we have that picture available yet? He's gonna flash something for us. So recently, Forbes printed that the Department of Justice is thinking about or not going to go after some of the people that stormed the Capitol. Right. So all of these domestic terrorists that thought it was okay to go into a national building, a place where national security is important. Some of these people are not going to be, there's the possibility, they didn't say for sure, there's a possibility that some of these people are not going to be tried. And if you're not tried, there's no way you can be convicted. So that's a very interesting thing. Now, I don't work for the devil, so the angel's advocate. There were situations as to where, because somebody brought this up. I actually was talking to one of my friends that was in law enforcement, and and her take on it was, hey, I get it. I think that the people should be tried or whatnot. It is an offense. But she said there's also a concern that there were people who were involved in riots and looting that did not get tried or were released or let go, and they did not have court hearings. They just said all charges are dropped as well. Go ahead and put that up, Raj, if you could. Yeah, so they're considering not charging all the Capitol rioters, which is sparking outrage. But in some of these cases, though, they weren't people who, like, they're not talking about the guy who was walking around with Nancy Pelosi's podium. You know what I mean? They're not talking about the guy who had his feet up on her desk or whatever, or the lady that stole the computer. Like, those people are going, but they're doing facial recognition for a ton of people that were actually in the building, and looking for those people. So I don't know. What do you guys, Shawn?
Hey man, I think they should at least be charged with trespassing, at the very least. Even if they don't think that they want to, throw the proverbial book at them, I think they should at least be charged with trespassing. I think there should be something on their records that follows them for the rest of their time on God's green earth, because what they did, whether they thought they were being patriots or not, was not lawful. And it was an awful thing to do. And I really think at some point, man, if your agenda wasn't that, and I've seen them talk about this, you should have looked around and been like, oh shit, this isn't really what I'm trying to do. And I might want to remove myself from this here environment. But, I think, their adrenaline was going, and, because there's one video, man, of a guy who's confronting the SWAT team or whatever that's standing out there. And he's damn near in a panic. He's like, hey, man, y'all need to do something. This is out of control. It's building up. And he came, he was wearing a MAGA hat and all that. So he had enough foresight to look at it and go, oh, this is going somewhere that I wasn't trying to, have it go. So I don't know how anybody else feels about it.
Mm-hmm. Like that scene in Boys in the Hood where they told him to get out the car. It's like, you ain't about this drive by life, Ricky. You got to get up out the car, bro.
Mm-hmm. Glenn, what do you think?
Had this been the summer, everybody was ready to convict everybody.
And you try not to go there. Go there, but that's where your mind goes automatically, just based off the climate. It's like, okay, if those were people of color, there wouldn't be any hesitation. They would be trying to make sure they pay the ultimate cost, for their.
Yeah, and a lot of people are still trying to say it's Antifa and BLM that was part of the group that somehow rushed the Capitol and made all the other people look bad. I mean, they're twisting themselves in knots to not blame the people who are responsible for it. So I'm just saying, if you want equal justice, you want law and order, you talk about it a lot, but now you want unity. All of a sudden, it's like, can we just have a national conversation about unity and join hands and sing Kumbaya? Mm-hmm. But you were ready to put everybody in prison in the summertime.
Hey, talk to me, man. What do you think about it, man?
I agree with you. At the very least, I mean, everybody should have a mark on the record for the rest of. I mean, That's absolutely despicable. And we all know that if that was black and brown people, it'd have been a massacre. You know what I mean? Like we know that. And yeah, and there was that was not Antifa. Those were straight white honkies up in there, man. Like from the middle of Arkansas, middle of Virginia, and middle of Illinois, and middle of like I mean, just crazy. And and the other thing is, this is it was a very that group in particular is a very they're I'm not gonna say they're able to be manipulated. They were manipulated by a demigod, a total megalomaniac, and that's a mob. We saw a mob.
The undereducated who is a lot more accessible.
Right.
And that's
put it. Yeah, exactly.
Jay, get in here. What do you think about it?
Definitely need to be charged trespassing, vandalism, whatever the case may be, with the individual. But let's not even forget about how they even got so close to the Capitol building in the first place, with everything that they're saying as far as security detail being canceled or not called at a specific time, or not even called to guard the Capitol during this time when these meetings are being held. I mean, it goes deeper than just the people that were there. Of course, they need to be a mark on the record or punished in some sense as well. But it goes even deeper to that. Like Trump made his statements or whatever the case may be at the rally, but he didn't do that all himself. I mean, he made the statement, but there are other people that were in cahoots with the whole thing. I just found it weird that just on the last day of his or last days of his presidency or whatever, that so many Republicans are now speaking up. Oh, he was just the wrong person, this, that, and the other. Like, you followed this dude all this time. It's like strategic. Like, when you turn against Trump, he's gonna fire you or something's gonna happen to that effect.
Yeah, that's like when your friend breaks up with somebody, and after the breakup, you're like, I didn't like him no way. I thought he was
exactly. That's exactly what it turned into. It's like 2 days before his last day in office, and everybody's like, yeah, this is crazy. It's gone too far. You went too far a long time ago.
Yeah, and it's our fault, man, if we are forgiving, if we are that forgiving, that we have watched the same people that enabled him for the last 4 years try to jump out of the car on the last lap and damn him. And you have been part of his support network, and now you're finally angry enough by what you see, that you don't want to advocate for him anymore. Man, that's whack. Yeah, that's politics and game, and it's up to us, man, to make sure that we're like my man says on the commercial, we're quicker than that. We got to be quicker than that, because that's
Yeah,
and game and privilege.
Yeah,
definitely privilege.
And please let nobody tell you that voting doesn't matter ever again.
Yeah.
Scott, the other page, that is so dead on.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Hey, man, not to I don't want to turn too far until we're ready, but did anybody know that the brother that was escorting Vice President Harris, did anybody know that was actually the officer from the Capitol that kept them from?
Eugene Goodman.
That's Gene.
Yeah,
that's Gene from 79th. That's Gene. Yeah.
Are you from here? You from here?
No.
I'm just talking.
Yeah. I didn't know that was him. I noticed him, and my attention was drawn to him. But because of the mask and stuff, I didn't realize who he was until after the fact.
That was the guy that stopped the crowd from getting
man. That was the guy that kept
the crowd as best he could.
Oh, he got a promotion, huh?
Yeah, he basically just misled him. He led them to a different direction so that they wouldn't get to the members that they were trying to get to, because those guys have zip ties and shit. They can claim all day long what they weren't going to do, but you come prepared to do all of that. I think it's my right to think that that's what you planned on doing.
Yeah.
Hey, but on the on a more comical note, man, these Bernie memes, man, have been making my day, dude.
I don't really appreciate the Janet Jackson one personally.
That might be my favorite one.
That one was funny. The O.J. Simpson one with the glove.
That
O.J. had
was
to break the gloves.
The arm bar might have been my favorite though. The arm bar in the MMA ring.
In the MMA joint, yeah, that was a
The
good
Prince
one.
one too was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, I'm on the Prince motorcycle on the Purple Rain album.
Did y'all see the Ghost video from the movie Ghost? And he
Yeah,
and Demi Moore, and that's actually a whole video.
He was. I didn't see that. Just the thought of it though, just.
Hey, but I like the very first one, man, where they said it was like his to-do list, and he was like, I got to do A, B, or C. I got to do this. I got to stop by Joe Stain for a minute.
Post office, yeah. Joe Sting, post office at 1:30, drop off mail. Joe Sting.
Yeah. Joe having a little set.
Look like
He was having a set.
yeah.
Hey, man, I love how creative we can be, man. It's just amazing how we can take something that seems like it's so insignificant, and just make it something that becomes basically a culture phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? It's like I dig that, man. I dig how creative we can be, man.
And one of the things that I noticed with that, like, look at how the nation just was able to shift. Like, we hadn't been able to make a joke like that as a nation in 4 years. I hadn't seen a joke like that in 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like the day after, it is what it is, but like we're able to, it's almost like things just lightened, like that veil was lifted just a little bit,
Yeah.
But it was so real, like, just helpful to be like, oh, we can finally laugh about something,
Yeah, I've been struggling with that, Peyton, to be honest with you, because as much as there is this weight that feels like it's been lifted, and that this guy who's morally bankrupt and has no redeeming value is no longer in the most powerful position in the land, I'm still struggling, man, with what this country and these people have shown me in the last 4 years, and even more so in the last 2 months. And I need help on that front, man. I mean, that's my concern. Like, I can't pretend that I didn't, like, you see that Toyota commercial where during Christmas time and the door opens up and the guy sees the elves building the car, and the woman says, "Can you act like you didn't see it?" He said, "But I saw it though." That's kind of how I feel. It's like, okay, I'm glad that we have this orange baby demon, out of the office, but man, I can't pretend I didn't see what I've seen and hear what I've heard. And I don't know how you guys are. I'm really leaning on you guys to help me. I don't know how you guys are, dealing with that necessarily, but I need some help, man. I need some help dealing with it.
Well, I think it's kind of one of those things where I always knew it existed, and now I'm just excited that they showed me who they are. You know what I mean? Even to the point where some of my friends on my Facebook list, or people that I thought were friends or thought were allies, I've seen a very different side of them. I've seen, I had people that I broke bread with that were like down when the rally at the Capitol that turned into, domestic terrorism, because it started off as a rally, until y'all decided to storm the building, but I had them posting pictures, like selfies, and I'm like, wow, you're really there. Like, you're okay with this. Oh, okay. At least I know. And people are like, are you unfriending them? No. I want to know who they are.
Yeah.
I want to know what they're doing.
I just never want to hear anybody ever talk about Colin Kaepernick ever again, disrespecting the flag. When you took a flag and beat a police officer with it, fuck everything else you got to say.
Right.
Because you have just disrespected the flag. That's disrespecting the flag.
Right. To use it as a damn weapon, that's
Actually, wearing the flag is illegal.
It's disrespectful. Right.
No, and
actually, when the football teams or the people at the football stadium run the flag across the stage and have it horizontal, actually, that's illegal.
Putting Trump under American flag, stamping Trump under American flag is illegal too, because you desecrated the flag. That's illegal too.
So let me ask you all this, man. And I don't know if you guys know it or not, but you guys are my barometer. If I can't settle in on something and I need somebody to give me a different perspective, because I try to be open to being taught and shown. And I think that's part of a lot of our problem, is that we fear getting to the end of a particular chapter and realizing that we were doing it wrong the whole chapter. And then we got to go, damn, I've been wrong that whole time. You know what I'm saying? And so how much of what we're feeling is our own hypersensitivity. And I ask you that because of this. I struggled, man. I almost didn't sleep the night that I saw this, and I was gonna post about it, and I started not to. And so a friend of mine who's not Black, who's in the restaurant business, we have a kind of a distant friendship, but I like her a lot. She seems like a really cool person. Happened to go by her page the other day. It was the day of the inauguration, actually. And on her page, she was saying, evidently they had watched Trump's goodbye speech and the helicopter ride off or whatever. And she was saying that the country has never seen a first lady as classy as Melania Trump. And so I thought to myself, wow, of course.
Mel has left the building.
And so, of course, because they're so welcome back, Mel. Of course, because they're so enabled and emboldened now, you know, the comments are just gonna get worse, you know. So they went from that to dogging Michelle and yada 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 yada. And so in my mind, I'm thinking,
I try to leave that off limits. I try to leave family off limits, but this makes me drink when people do that.
Hey man, and this is
Nancy Reagan was classier than her.
Absolutely.
Laura Bush.
Any other first lady.
Yeah, so, pretty much everybody before.
Everybody.
So here was my initial.
Taft's wife was classier than her.
So here was my initial thought, and I want you guys to check me if I need to be checked. But I felt like that was a direct shot at Michelle. Mm-hmm. And I also felt like there is no way you can think Melania brought more to that office with not any executed initiatives, with plagiarism, with you know, there's no way that you can think that she brought more to that office than Michelle, unless you're racist.
Man. Okay. Kennery just posted something. You'll see it in the comments. Oh my God. Kennery, we're gonna have you back on the show one day soon.
That's hard, Kennery.
That was tough, Kennery. I literally try not to talk about first ladies and families, but it's one of those things, and I'll let Jay and Peyton answer that question, because I get a little emotional about that one, because I know it's a direct shot at Michelle Obama.
I don't even take it as a shot at Michelle. I mean, I look at it as like, it's the Jedi mind trick that he's been trying for the past 4 years, man. You tell them something so many times they'll believe it, you know. And he had those people following him and believing everything he says. I mean, if you really look, that might go too deep, but if you're thinking back even 600 plus years ago, when they tell you one thing, try to strip you of what you already believe and give you something else to believe in. And if you fall for it, then you fall for it, man. It's not. There's nothing that he can do or say to touch Michelle. Everybody in the world knows it, but it just amazes me to see how many people were there and following him. Like, that was the thing. Just kind of like Mel said, I'm kind of glad they put it out there and showed that side of themselves. I don't think it was even surprising to us as, you know, African American people, because it's like we've already known that these type of people were there. They just always hid it. So now you put
they were afraid of the price that they would pay for showing it, and over the last 4 years, they felt like, okay, he got us. We're not going to pay a price, so we can be who we want to be. And so now, for me, they've just gone back in the house. You know, they just put their disguises back on. But for me, I'm like, okay, now I don't know who is who.
And I think that's more dangerous.
When I knew who you were, you know, when you out here wearing your MAGA hats and all that. Now I go back to, and this is what I think people that are not Black struggle to understand. I go back to the inherent distrust that I often feel until something in our relationship confirms that you're an ally of mine.
I think this
They said that I saw a statistic that 1 in 5 people at the rally have military backgrounds or something like that. Some crazy number where
law enforcement as well.
Yeah, law enforcement or military background. So it appears as if they've just taken the hoods off and assimilated into culture where they occupy positions in boardrooms. They've identified 25 people in the military.
There was a CEO from Schaumburg. There was a guy who was CEO of a company in Schaumburg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always believed that, man. I've always believed that was part of their plan, was to infiltrate, our justice system, our law enforcement, just so that they can do things to, minorities and not be held accountable for. I mean, that to me, that would be a slick ass plan. You know what I'm saying?
It's like V. You remember the TV show V, where they were aliens, but they were reptiles?
They're reptiles.
They were walking around among us.
For visitors. They stand for visitors. V for visitors.
Yeah, V. Yeah.
Seems like
and I had to remind myself, man, that passive racism is still racism.
Yeah.
So even though you're not coming out and saying the N-word or saying any other crazy stuff, passive racism is still racism. I can't think of this. I think she's a senator, man. I posted this chick's. And now this is somebody who holds, political office. Who was
Marjorie Taylor Greene? She's out of Georgia. She's a state rep. She just got elected. She's a QAnon supporter.
Dude, that was so disturbing to me, dude.
Yeah, these are people that they elected to send to Congress to make laws for us. Let's think about that. Let that soak in. That's why voting is so important too.
Yeah.
Because some of the people that we're sending to represent America, we're not sending our best. We're sending the person that yells the loudest, that barks the loudest. We're not sending our best.
So let me throw another question at you guys, man. I want you to think about crabs in a barrel, right? The whole idea of crabs in a barrel. Do the crabs know they're crabs?
Oh.
Do they know they're in a barrel?
What does that even mean?
I'm going somewhere with it, but
there's a point to this. I know there's a point. I know he's getting somewhere with it. I think I know where he's going.
Hey man, here's where I'm going with it. Less than 24 hours after the inauguration, I saw black people dogging Biden for what his first 17 executive orders were and what they didn't do and who they didn't benefit. And like he ain't got a whole 4 years, to do this. And sometimes I just feel like our hypersensitivity, man, makes us pull the trigger before we can even see what the lay of the land is.
Right. It wasn't even just black people. It was every way left wing liberal person. Like, I'm sorry, I'm a upset Republican and an angry Democrat. I am totally right in the middle. Like, I don't believe I need to pay too many taxes because I make too much money. But I definitely feel like everybody should have an opportunity in this country. So I'm like right in the middle. So if you're way too left and way too right for me, you're radical. I'm sorry. I don't care if it's radically left. I don't think everybody should get everything free. And then I don't think everybody pulling up by the bootstraps is a mirage that Republicans have created. Because you're born in the Lucky Sperm Club. That didn't mean you pulled up by your bootstraps.
I like that. Sperm Club. I like that.
Yeah, so people have this mirage. So the left wing thinks that everything should be free. The right wing thinks that everybody should just be able to make it just like I did. Because my daddy gave me $1 million and your dad should be able to give you a little loan too, and you should be okay. And America's great. So there's people in the middle, and it's like the left wing is coming after him and the right wing is coming after him. He can't win for losing, and he hasn't been president a week. I'm like, everybody shut the hell up for a while. For real.
Well, I think that's going to be every politician, though.
Yeah.
Every politician is going.
But I think it's more now because it's heightened, because everybody was so upset about the last 4 years until there's intense pressure on him to deliver for every constituency.
Just the fact, man, that it was not even 24 hours blew my mind. I'm like, you already mad? I mean, it's
right. And he came up
They were mad at
with
Obama as soon as he got in. So I mean,
But I mean,
they're still mad at Obama. They're still mad at Obama.
they're still mad at Obama, and Biden was not introduced, but you know what I'm saying? It's the lineage is there. So of course he's still getting Obama aftermath.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's still getting Obama aftermath. And speaking of Biden, hey Raj, can you pull that up? I want to ask you guys a question about this. I put this in our green room chat for us to have a talk about. So Biden's first day began with the end of girls' sports. This was something that was in the headlines. I don't know what you guys heard about this, but one of the orders that he signed made it so that people that were born with penises who identify as girls, right, are able to compete in girls' sports. And so much so that if a school receives any type of federal funding and there's discrimination against, you know, whatever
transgender thing,
the transgender, whatever, if you know you identify as a girl, you know, but you weren't born particularly with the parts, this is, you know, you get to play girl sports, right? You get to play girl sports, and I think it's crazy, you know, just like I thought it was crazy for the one that got the sex change, who still had all of the muscle structure of a man to be able to fight in MMA against women and clobber women. You know what I mean? Just because, you know, your physiology still said that you were a man. Right. You know, you still had man muscle composition, but you're fighting people that didn't have that same, you know, you dig. So I don't know.
I think that's one of the things that Biden probably should have put on the back burner. We got bigger fish to fry in this country than this here issue. I mean, I think we would have let him slide if he had just pushed that off to the side for a second and say, let's handle this whole pandemic thing that's going on out here. And he came out the gate swinging. He got his plan in order, everything. He has more plans in order than Trump ever had, you know, and he's actually signing them and presenting them, and it's up on the sites and that. But this issue, I don't know, man. That's I feel weird even talking about it right now with everything else going on. It's like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the MMA example that Mel talked about. I'm not a fan of that. However, I'm not going to hang his whole presidency on that call. You know, I don't know why he would do it, or why he would think that was okay to do. But again, I'm not going to, just like some of the stuff that Trump seemed to do with black people in mind, you know, didn't make me gratuitously, you know, look out for him, because I didn't feel like it was sincere. And you're getting to the end of your rope, and for black people, you're gonna pardon some rappers. That's a whole nother conversation for me. But
hey, Weezy gonna have a hot song about Trump soon. What you talking about?
Right. So let's switch gears a little bit, man. I said something, Mel. I like the way you put that, the green room subject. I forget how you phrased that. That was real slick.
He's a thespian. Yeah. They have green rooms when you go on set.
Yeah, I've been in a green room a time or two, sitting around with musicians, waiting on them to call us out to make them feel a doubt. So I'm gonna read this quote to you guys, and production team says we have a black room.
I need that to paint that green so it can be an actual green room.
And Peyton, you are very welcome in the black room.
Thank you, Shawn. Thank you.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Peyton has some rap skills though. Did y'all check Peyton's video out?
I saw Peyton's video.
Yeah, we know.
I was like,
I got the album. No, I got the CD.
Yeah.
All right, bro. I see you.
I have the CD.
I see you.
I was lip syncing. I know. I was lip syncing.
I was a little jealous. You know, you got the chisel, good features, and you know, slim frame. You know, I get out there, it would not be the same situation. You know, did it, but yeah, I was rocking with you, dog. I was rocking with you. So let me read this, man. And I actually stole this from somebody. I can't think who I stole it from. But it reads this way. I stole it from a bass player. It says, I got to admit, I have the utmost respect for a woman who says, let me check with my husband first, or a man who says, let me run it past the wife and I'll get back with you. See, what people don't get is it ain't that you can't make a decision on your own. It's just that when you are in a relationship, you value the other person so much that you don't make decisions on your own. A good relationship is not just about being exclusive. It's also about being inclusive. Jay, tell me what you think about that. And I didn't ask Peyton first because I don't know if Jay's married. I know Peyton's married, so I don't want his wife peeking in the door like, you better answer that, right?
Answer correctly. Well, no, I'm not married. It depends on the situation, man. Depends on what it is. But if it's I don't feel one way or the other if somebody, mentions something like that. I guess it just depends on the situation. If it's just like, fellas night out, are we going here, there, and the other, or whatever? And like, look, let me talk to my wife first and see, whatever the situation.
Yeah, I think they're talking about, probably more significant decisions. You run across something that maybe requires a financial investment or something like that, and they want you to make a decision right on the spot, and you go, well, hold on, my household has two incomes, or my income affects my household a certain degree, so I need to make sure that I include such and such in that decision. I think that's the way they were painting it.
Okay. Well, that definitely makes sense, man. You're not making a decision, that's going to only impact yourself in that type of situation. So yeah, that's definitely something that should be done, I think.
Big Peyton, as the only married guy on the show tonight, what do you think about it when you hear that?
So yeah, like I threw a heart at that. I saw you posted it. I was like, oh yes, absolutely. Oh yes, yes. And because I'm married and deep in a relationship, I think the deeper you get into a relationship, right? And like for me, the variable is bringing in kids. So I can't just be like, yeah, man, I'm down. Let's do whatever. And, leave my wife out hanging out to dry with kids. And she's like, man, I've got a lot of shit I got to take care of. You're just doing what? What are you doing? So, as I really think as the respect to yourself and each other and the relationship, like the deeper you get into it, the more significant that becomes. Yeah. Because it's like, it really it's like I'm in a lifetime relationship. If I don't consider that, then that's an issue. That's something I need to be thinking about more than just me, right? So I saw that and was like, ding, 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 ding. Yeah,
Mel, what do you think about it?
I think that the gravity of the situation determines the necessity for the conversation. Like in some situations that might be necessary. In some situations, there are things where I can trust her or she can trust me to make the decision. And you know what I mean? If we both have good decision-making skills and we trust each other's decision-making skills, I'm not worried that she's going to make a decision that would be detrimental to my household, right? But if it's a situation where I am worried, then I will say, all right, let's have some conversations before stuff like this happens, or, I might need to have some conversations before something happens. If I sense that it is something that will make her feel some type of way, if I made the decision without running her by her, and by the way, I'm not married. I'm speaking from the past, and pulling my future into my present existence. Right?
What you say? I like that. I like that. That was good. I like
into my present existence.
Speak it, Mel.
I don't want to die alone. So eventually, something got to give. But yeah, like I'm the type of person that is.
Our producer Raj has been drinking, so ignore that comment at the bottom of
the that's just like somebody that throw a rock and hide their hand. Like you'll never see this dude. He just stand behind the scenes and say stuff to get us in trouble that we have to do.
Pretty much. Right. The views of our producers definitely aren't the views of the cast.
Hey,
so,
go ahead.
I'm not gonna go out and just buy a crib and be like, hey baby, I bought a new house. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna be like, hey baby, I want these Nikes. Is that okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to do that.
Think, and before Glenn chimes in, I really think that the question was posed in a way that implies to me the person who mocks you when you feel like you need to check in. That was the real underlying story of that statement to me, was that somebody will look at you a certain way when you're comfortable enough telling them, hey, I got to discuss this with my wife, or hey, I got to discuss this with my husband, as if to say, well, you know, where's your nuts? Did you, you know, did somebody castrate you on the way in? Or, you know?
And that's likely an individual that's soon going to be not in a relationship or married anymore.
Right. Usually the person saying that has no one.
Right.
That's always that person that has an opinion.
Oh, yeah. And they're usually the most vocal, you know, and you go, okay, that's why you by your damn self. Because
right. If you need a rule with your friends, if you haven't had a relationship since the first Obama term, then you can't comment on my relationship. Because you about a decade out, you'd have missed a lot of stuff.
But I do think that it taps into something, man, that I have seen before. I've seen play out, and that is how we tend to get in relationships and then weaponize our independence. You know, I remember having a conversation with a young lady some years back. We were talking about whether or not her husband knew where she was when she left, you know, left the house. And her response to me was, I'm grown. I don't have to tell him, you know, where I'm going. And I said to her, well, I'm sorry that independence looks like, you know, looks like being adverse to accountability to you. Because, you know, nobody can control you by you letting them know where you are. The reality is, if you don't make it home, at least he got somewhere to start looking, you know, because he know you were going to Marshall's for some DW Home candles when you left, you know. So if your story was on the up and up, at least somebody might be able to find you, you know. So I think that we and men probably more than women, I would think, might fall, you know, into the trap of weaponizing their independence, you know. I've never, of course, I'm not like Peyton, I don't have a wife, but I've never had a problem with
yet, John. You don't have a wife yet.
Yeah, well, you know, that's a whole nother show right there.
Speak positivity, brother. Speak positivity.
Yeah, I'm positive. I'm positive. But yeah, I don't. I've never had a problem, man. Even at this level of relationship, you know, having that accountability, you know, with whoever it was that I was involved with, man. So I'm a very engaged, you know, person in a relationship. So it ain't like, you know, we ain't gonna talk for 2 days, or you're gonna be wondering where I am, or, you know, I'm just, that's just not who I am, you know. But yeah. So I just thought that was interesting, man. I think that we
yeah, I think respect is the currency that adds to the value of a relationship.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
there's
that was so poetic, Glenn.
I'll be hosting my relationship chat.
That was absolutely great.
Relationship chats on Clubhouse tomorrow with Glenn. Okay.
Hey man, I doubt that we all have seen this movie, but let me recommend American Skin to you guys, man. If you have not seen it,
I saw the trailer. I haven't seen the movie.
Oh man, it's one of those. You know, it's one of those, man, that you really want everybody to see, to talk about. Mel, you look like you got something you might want to say about it. I know that this is your industry, so
I wasn't a fan.
Oh, you saw it? You weren't a fan?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. We can talk offline about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, movies, man. Not their context as much as why people dislike them, I think, is a lot more revealing. Like I was a big fan of One Night in Miami, and then I saw some people dogging it. That just made me think, you know, they didn't understand what a fictional story was, because they were trying to call timelines into question and all that. And I'm like, okay, it's a fictional story, so
right, nobody knows.
You're trying to hold on to timelines and stuff. That's a non-fictional story. So some people, man, which brings me back to my crab in a barrel example. And Glenn, we had a bit of an exchange about this today, me, you, and Teresa, I want to say. You know, but a lot of times, man, people aren't equipped to make the attacks on things that they attack. You know what I'm saying? It's like me trying to go in on the acting community, right? And I'm talking to Mel, and that's where he lives. That's his thing, you know. Or somebody talking to me about photography, you know, and they have no real investment there, you know. And sometimes I think we've become this way, man, because of the pandemic. Raj just said, for me lecturing or having a brief conversation, you know. I need a middle finger emoji.
There is one. There is one.
Yeah, I'm gonna need. I want y'all all comment. Y'all can tell me, everybody watching, if I talk too much, y'all tell me, and I'll stop talking so much.
See, you know the audience loves you, Shawn. That's like that's like Trump asking his audience for, I'm so maligned, I'm the worst, you know, nobody's suffered like I have as president. That's like asking his audience. You're preaching to
It's like asking somebody with an ugly baby, do you think your baby ugly?
Baby is ugly, yeah. Nobody's gonna tell you that, Shawn.
Really? I don't think that I am somehow adored as the host of Live at the Cave, where nobody will say, yeah, Negro, you know, you kind of, you know, your run-on sentences.
I can name 7 people in the audience right now that you can do no wrong by, bro.
Yeah, for real. 10. I got 10. I know 10 of them. I absolutely think so. There might be one person that'll call you on your stuff that's not on the stage right now.
That's all y'all. That's the one.
not including us. Not including anybody in the whole Live from the Cave family. There's probably only one other.
Raj of the production team.
Jamie Gill shouting your name right now.
Look. Jamie loves me. Hey, look, Raj gets no. He doesn't get to contribute since he switched us to a platform that made me have technical difficulties, and he knew I was the only person who had technical difficulties with this platform, and he was like, "Nope, F that dude. We doing this anyway."
All right, let's not air our dirty laundry here. You know, I don't need.
Hey! He took the first shot. I ain't like Mel. Like Mel would try to take a pint of your blood if you take a shot at him. But I'm just saying. So Mel, do you have a song list tonight before I make you mad and you spend the last
brother? Life is too short to be upset about things, man. No, you don't make me mad, brother.
Hey man,
you ain't heavy. You my brother.
Hey man, I appreciate that. Hey man, 2 quick shout outs, man. One to my girl TJ. We went to college together, man, and she actually hit me up today, man, and just told me she's watching a consistent watcher, and told me, man, how much she enjoys us, man, and how, you know, she tries to catch every episode, and she's frequently in the comments, man, and advocates for us and thinks that we're doing a really, really cool thing, man. So I just want to give her some love and tell her thank you for supporting the Cave. And then another friend of mine who supports the Cave very actively, Alicia Perry, had some surgery on yesterday. I want to say it was yesterday or the day before, and she's recovering, man. And I just want, you know, us to, in concert, send her a little love and speedy recovery so that she can get back to hanging out with us, man, and enjoying her time with the Cave, man. Anybody got anything that they're doing, man, that they want to talk about? Jay, Peyton, you guys got any projects coming up, anything you're working on, man, that you want to share with the people watching?
Go ahead, Peyton.
Man, I've got so many things going on. I just stay busy. Yeah, I don't. Coming up, you know, I'm actually finishing up a poetry piece, and I
like the way you say
happy to get this thing done. It's been something that I started a while back, and so you know, that'll be coming through the pipeline here shortly.
That's it. You said you got so many things. Anything else?
I can go on and on. I mean, but that's my baby right now. That's the thing. I got to keep it in front of mind, the number one target, the North Star. Get it done and push it out. You know, I got to push out that creativity.
Hey man, well, anything any of us can do, man, to help, of course, you know, we will. I can't think of nothing I can do to help you, but if there was anything I could do to help, man, you know, I'm nothing but a text or phone call away, brother. You just let me know, man, and
When I get to the shot next time, I'm gonna hit you up for some photos, dude. I gotta get a photo shoot with you. So I started modeling lately, and I am looking for photographers to work with for sure.
Hey man, well, hey, let's get it.
I'm curious. When I come out, man, I'm gonna holler at you. So,
let's get it. Big J, Manu, what you got going on, man? You got anything happening?
Yes, sir. You know, I'm always doing the cocktail kits, man. Drinks on Me Catering. We still doing what we do. Prepping for the upcoming warmer weather, spring and summer events, and later on in 2021. So we're still booking into 2021 and 2022 for bigger events. But right now, we still have the cocktail kits going. So if you want craft cocktails delivered directly to your home, check it out. DrinksOnMeCatering.com. Shop online. Slew of different cocktails on there, whatever your spirit is, bourbon, vodka, tequila, whatever it may be. And I'm actually working on a couple new ones with some mezcal as well. So those will be going up soon as well.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Mel, the total gent, Mr. Everything, the Black James Bond. What you got?
Just waiting for season 8 of Chicago PD to air. So season 8, episode 5, I'm in there so far. Hopefully some more episodes this season. Message for Little Boys. Jamie Gill's book will be released sometime in the very near future. So definitely an author in that.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. That'll be my first project with you, technically.
Yeah. So here's you had asked me about a music list, and here's what I want to do instead of a music list. And I just thought of this because Peyton was on my Instagram and he saw some books that I had posted. We always do a music list, but I want to ask each of you to give me a list of 2 books that have impacted your life. So it doesn't have to be, it could be any books you want that just had a major impact on your life. So I'll start off with Peyton. Give me 2 books that impacted your life. This is our book list. This is our library list. Man Cave Library.
Because we're smart too. We don't know music.
I'll tell you what, Brandon Webb. This is a book I always go back to. Brandon Webb, Total Focus. This is ex-sniper. Man, that book was a really big one for me. You got it back there. You got it, don't you? You probably got it. And then I also go with The Go-Giver. Bob Berg.
Bob Berg, The Go-Giver. Yeah.
Berg.
Yeah,
he might have been. He's got a co-author. I know. I've been lucky enough to be able to link up with him and talk with Mr. Berg. But yeah, The Go-Giver, that series, The Go-Giver, the number 1. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's about giving.
I was thinking The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkerson when you said that.
I know about that.
Yeah. Jay, give me 2 books, bro.
Oh man, I don't know how popular this one's gonna be, but I'll just say the first one. A lot of people know that the Robert Kiyosaki book. I started with his very first one. Rich Dad Poor Dad. Went into all the other ones, Cash Flow Quadrants, and all of those. Those are definitely impactful. I'll tell you, my second choice was a book called Men Don't Heal, We Hope.
Hey, these are your books, bro.
I'm familiar with that book. Yeah, I'm familiar with that book.
Yeah, was it Stephen James? Something.
I didn't read it, but I'm familiar with the
title.
I wasn't a fan of the title of it, but it could be like it could be one of those things that's misleading in terms of what the context is.
And that's exactly what it is, man. The title of it pulls you in. You're like, what the hell is this? Talking about or whatever. But it did speak on Black men or just men, period, in relationships and how we handle certain things and how we should and shouldn't handle certain things, in relationships. So I think that was really, really a good book for me.
Cool. Glenn, give me yours. See, all Shawn, right. I'm letting you go last. So you have time. See,
why can't you just
being nice?
Last and
being nice this week.
Glenn, how come you had to mention that? Just let me go last.
I'm so the names like books I'm in, but I'm not gonna do that. Think and Grow Rich.
Wow, that's what we're gonna do.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. Think and Grow Rich.
Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Gotcha.
Yep, definitely. And then there's a book that's probably not as familiar to people, but it's really good. It's a short book, but it's fiction / inspirational. It's called The Traveler's Gift by a guy named Andy Andrews. Yeah, and it's a book about not giving up on your dreams. So it's a fictional book where he meets these historical characters right at the moment where they're about to do whatever made their mark in history. And he talks to them, and each one of them gives him a gift to take with him. And at the end, he has a gift, and he realizes that he can't give up on his life because the people that give up are so close to making a difference in the world. So it's a really, really good book. Somebody gave it to me maybe about 15, 20 years ago, and I've given that book as a gift several times.
Awesome. Give me yours, Shawn.
The first is definitely The Alchemist.
Ooh,
Everybody
yeah.
That.
And then the second is a book by an author who I can't think of the name of. The book was given to me as a gift, but it's called Unfuck Yourself. And it's basically just about, your attitude and how, you have much more control in terms of dictating what happens to you and how you handle it and, and how you navigate it. And it's a quick read too. But the author just escapes me. But yeah, Unfuck Yourself and The Alchemist.
For mine,
Gary John Bishop is the author. Thanks, Roy.
For mine, my number one, and you could tell, and this is not even my first copy. This is probably my 7th copy of this book, The Magic of Believing by Claude Bristol. I've co-authored 5 books and written one myself, and I've probably given away more of this book than I have given away all of my other books combined. This is the book that really got me on my way. Claude Bristol, The Magic of Believing, and as you all can see in my office, I don't fall short on books. The second one that I'll recommend tonight, we'll do this again probably in a few weeks, but the second one that I'll recommend tonight is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy talks about how simple errors in judgment versus simple disciplines compounded over a period of time, how it changes your life. It's not the one Big Mac that gives you cardiac arrest and makes you die. It's not the one piece of cake that adds 50 pounds to your body, but compounded over time, good or bad, exercise versus not, reading 10 pages of a good book a day versus not. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy is dope. So The Magic of Believing and The Compound Effect are the 2 that I would give this evening. So we're done with the book list. Shawn, it's all on you, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Glenn, do you have something going on? Let me not. I just jumped in there with the book list.
Yeah, tomorrow, for those of you on Clubhouse, I am doing a room called You Wrote It, Now Go Sell It at 4 p.m. So those of you that are on Clubhouse, you can follow me at Glenn220, which is on the screen. It's the same as my Instagram. It's all Glenn220. So I would love to see people over there. I'm actually co-moderating that with a young lady, Cecily Moore, who asked me to join her on that. So I'm looking forward to that. So my first true moderating gig. I've kind of been thrown into moderating. And those of you that are on Clubhouse, it's a great resource. So don't let the garbage rooms fool you. There are some great resources on there. Mel actually got me on, which I appreciate. I'm giving him his credit.
Give me my invoice paid.
Yeah, whatever your invoice. But anyway, credit is all he gets. But definitely I'll be doing that tomorrow. So hopefully if anybody's around, come join me.
2 quick things before we get out of here. Chantel wanted to know if the Kama Sutra counted.
Oh Jesus!
And then our viewers, man, are throwing a lot of great book titles at us. So I'm wondering if maybe the production team can compile those, and next week maybe we issue a list of books that were suggested by our viewers that have impacted them or helped them, much like the ones that Mel had us mention on our own behalf. So that's just something. I'm just an associate producer, so I'm just throwing that out there as a suggestion.
You see how he took over my book list and just did whatever he wanted to do with it?
No, That is
That's why he has
Bobby
the audience on
Brown,
his
it's
side.
okay, Bobby Brown. It's okay.
He has
okay.
the audience on his side. He knows he has the audience on his side. He has public opinion.
Dude said,
know what you
okay,
did?
Bobby Brown. That is so foul.
He did a Trump on you. He knew he had to control.
Mel, that is so hurtful.
The Bobby Brown thing was insulting though, man.
That's
That was
hurtful.
kind of
That's hurtful right there.
That's kind of
Especially when he found out he really did do, hey, especially when he found out he really did do what they showed in the movie. He just came on stage on their ass like, look, watch this, you know?
Oh God.
That's funny, man. I would never do that, man.
You always are the Johnny Gill to me, Sean. You'll never be a Bobby Brown.
I appreciate that. You know, well, I don't have the drug.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I'm still around Tresvan of this whole thing, but you Johnny Gill though, you good.
Hey, man, no matter how y'all treat me, man, I love y'all regardless. And as Mel said earlier, I'm honored, you know, to sit in this seat as the host for 20 some odd weeks. That is true. And I'm so glad, man, that we've got this consistent viewership, man, that encourages us and reminds us, man, that what we're doing is valuable and meaningful and even fun sometimes and challenging and thought-provoking and all that good stuff. So I petition you guys to keep supporting us, man. If you keep supporting us, we'll keep trying to make it good and fun for you. Peyton and Jay, y'all, man, y'all are family. I so appreciate when I see y'all on the list of who's going to hang out with us, man, this week. You guys always bring great energy and great rhythm. And I guess y'all let me talk. And Rye says, remember, for those couple conversations, sometimes it's not a conversation, it's a notification.
Yeah.
I'm
just been married for a while, y'all. So don't listen to people who've been married over 10 years because they think they could get away with everything. So just don't listen.
Yeah, his wife clearly doesn't watch this show because he wouldn't.
Right. But we're gonna send her a copy of this one. We're gonna make sure she
Absolutely we are. Mm-hmm. Hey man, but anyway, thank you guys, man. I appreciate y'all, love y'all, and thanks everybody for watching. As always, we'll see you next Saturday at 9. And for now, this has been Live from the Cave. We'll get at
camped out at home for COVID. Join us, Indie TV, where you will see the talk shows, movies, drama, action, and comedy. Be the first and see it first. Sign up now for free at Indie TV.